हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्णा गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप धाम की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। यमुना देवी की जय। गंगा देवी की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, the Bhagavat Purana, Canto 1, Creation, Chapter 19, the appearance of Shukadeva Goswami, text number 17. Iti sma raja yasvasaya yukta prachina muleshu kusheshu dhira udan mukho dakshina kula aste samudra patnya sva sutta nyasta bhara iti smaradhyat yasaya yukta prachina muleshu kusheshu dhira udan mukho dakshina kula aste samudra patnya swasutta nyastabara iti smaradhya yasvasaya yukta prachina muleshu kusheshu dhira udan mukho dakshina kula aste samudra patnya swasutta nyastabara iti smaradhya vasaya yukta prachina muleshu kusheshu dhira udan mukho dakshina kula aste samudra patnya swasutta nyasta bara. Please chant. Samudra patnya swasutta nyasta bara iti smaradhya yasvasaya yukta prachina muleshu kusheshu dhira udan mukho dakshina kula aste samudra patnya swasutta nyasta bhara iti smaradhya yasvasaya yukta Prachina muleshu kusheshu dira. Udan mukho dakshina kula aste. Samudra patnya swasutanyasta bhara. Iti smaradyadyasvasaya yukta. Prachina muleshu kusheshu dira. Udan mukho dakshina kula aste. Samudra patnyasva sutanyasta bara. Ladies, iti smaradya yasvasaya yukta. Prachina muleshu kusheshu dira. Udan mukho dakshina kula aste. Samudra patnyasva sutanyasta bara. Anyone else? Iti, thus, sma, as in the past, Raja, the king, Adyavasaya, perseverance, Yukta, being engaged, Prachina, eastern, Muleshu, with the root, Kusheshu, on a seat made of kusha straw. Dhira, self-controlled. Udan mukha, facing the northern side. Dakshina, on the southern. Kule, bank. Aste, situated. Samudra, the sea. Patya, wife of the Ganges. Sva, own. Suta, son. Nyasta, given over. Bara, the charge of administration. In perfect self-control, Maharaj Parikshit sat down on a seat of straw with straw roots facing the east, placed on the southern bank of the Ganges, and he himself faced the north. Just previously, he had given charge of his kingdom over to his son. Purport by the founder Acharya, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. The river Ganges is celebrated as the wife of the sea. The seat of kusa straw is considered to be sanctified if the straw is taken out of the earth complete with root. And if the root is pointed toward the east, it is considered to be auspicious. Facing the north is still more favorable for attaining spiritual success. Maharaj Parikshit handed over the charge of administration to his son before leaving home. He was thus fully equipped for all favorable conditions. Trinadapi sunichena toradiva sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari Hare Nama Hare Nama Iva Kevalam Kalo Nastyeva Nastyeva Gatiranyata Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Brinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So in this verse, there are two words that stick out prominent for me. First, the word adyavasaya, perseverance. And then the next word, dhira, or self-controlled. So, this leads me to want to read a verse from the Bhagavad Gita. This is in the 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga. We are getting ready on Sunday to do the Bhagavad Gita Mahayagya. And we are reminded every year how Prabhupada writes that Bhagavad Gita is divided into 3 sections, 6 chapters each. First 6, middle 6, and final 6. And the middle 6 chapters are the most confidential chapters and are protected by the first 6 and last 6 chapters. This 24th verse is as follows. Sanishchayena yoktavyo yogonya vinna chetasa sankalpa prabhavan kamangs tyaktva sarvan asheshataha manasaivendriya gramam viniyamya samantataha. One should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with determination and faith, and not be deviated from the path. One should abandon, without exception, all material desires born of speculation, and thus control all the senses on all sides by the mind. So this verse covers those 2 items, perseverance and self-control. So, although this chapter 6 is discussing the Ashtanga Hatha Yoga practice, this same verse can easily be applied to Bhakti Yoga, specifically in chanting the holy name of God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. We are engaged in mantra yoga. We are every day getting up early, and we're trying to hear nicely and pronounce nicely the 32 syllables consisting of the 3 transcendental seeds, Hare, Krishna, Rama. Earlier in this 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, for one who is a neophyte, work is said to be the means. So, chanting properly is also hard work. When I used to, years ago, when I worked in Westwood, when my boss found out that I was a Hare Krishna, he started to make fun. We had a very friendly relationship. So he was thinking, oh, you spend in the temple, all you do is just mumble prayers all day and you don't use your mind. So I chastised him. I could do that. We had that kind of relationship. I would say to him, you have no idea. You wouldn't last one day in a Hare Krishna temple. You think all we do is mumble all day and Our mind is spaced out? No. We have to work very, very hard, concentrating on the sound vibrations. And then, I don't know about you, but I don't think you have lots of time all day just lounging around. You're all engaged in practical activities. So his nonsense didn't affect me at all. Because that's the problem. People talk, but they have no idea what they're talking about. Walk the walk, talk the talk. Spend one day in a Hare Krishna temple. There's that famous story. How true, I don't know, but it was a very common story back in the 70s. How these two young men joined the New York temple. And after a few weeks, they went and told the temple president, actually, we were sent by the CIA to study you guys. We can't keep up with you. I like that story. Yes, to be a real Hare Krishna is hard work, requires, as it says here, determination. You have to be determined to follow the four regulative principles. Like, you have so much experience. You invite somebody to a program. Oh, can you come? I'll try. Which is a polite way of saying, I ain't coming. But you can't have that attitude when it comes to following the regulative principles. We didn't say to Prabhupada, chant 16 rounds, follow the four regulative principles. I'll try. Doesn't work that way. You made vows. I will do this. Come hell or high water. That's the meaning of a vow. No matter what, you execute it. So that requires determination. And along with determination, you have to have faith. That is why we read Bhagavad Gita, why we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, why we associate with devotees. Ado Shraddha Sadhu Sangha. Prabhupada was very insistent. Society for Krishna consciousness. There must be the association of devotees. By seeing other devotees, my faith becomes strengthened. Happens every time I come here. I come here twice a month. So when I come into the temple room, I see Swabhas, Naikatma, Archita. I see the new bhaktas especially. When I see the new bhaktas, I become very, very strong in my faith. Thinking, just see how this process is working. By associating with devotees, you become more faithful. And by reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, your faith increases. By reading Krishna book, you become faithful to Krishna. You hear all of the wonderful narrations. Yesterday, I was reading the episode where Narada visited all the 16,000 palaces in Dwaraka. First, he went to the palace of Rukmini, and Krishna honored Narada so nicely. And Narada could understand that Krishna is doing this to set the example. But Narada went to another palace, and he went there, Krishna was doing something different. He went to another palace, different thing was happening. He went to all the palaces, and in the Bhagavatam, when they are making comments, the servants of His Divine Grace, as it is written on the book, they're making the purports after Prabhupada's 13th chapter. So they quoted Vishwanath Chakravarti, and it was saying how in all the palaces it was demonstrating different times of the day, different seasons. Narada was astounded. And Prabhupada comments that Narada could understand that this Krishna is something special because a mystic yogi, and Narada has all the mystic powers, can expand 8 or 9 times. But those expansions are all doing the same thing. But Krishna was different. In each palace, he was doing something completely different. That is God. Accept no substitutes. God is God. And God is Krishna. And by reading, hearing about Krishna's pastimes, you become more and more and more convinced Krishna is God. And not be deviated from the path. And how does one become deviated? The mind. But even more powerful is bad association. Again, international society. Because as soon as I associate with non-devotees, I'm going to become influenced. Pick up bad habits simply by that association. It has to happen. Has to happen. If you associate with non-devotees, imperceptibly you will pick up bad habits. So we stay in the association of devotees so we're not deviated. We stay on this path, Bhakti Marg, the path of devotion to Krishna. We are doing 9 kinds of devotional service. Most importantly, hearing and chanting. That's why this class is mandatory. You must hear the philosophy from realized devotees. You must hear it regularly. Not once in a while. Regularly. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Actually, we're supposed to be hearing and chanting satatam, always, non-stop. That was Lord Chaitanya's instructions. Kirtaniya sada, but we can't do that. Therefore, Prabhupada gave us so many activities which nourish and support the process of hearing and chanting, but we must remember the main activity is hearing and chanting about Krishna. And the more we hear and chant, hear and chant, hear and chant, then we'll come to the stage of remembrance. How I can give a class, how I can do this. I have to spend hours every day hearing and chanting. I've always said for dozens of years, whatever you're hearing, that's what's going to come out of your mouth. When I'm discussing with people one-on-one, I let them talk. And by hearing them talk, I can discuss, this person is on this platform. This person is on this platform. Then I know how to proceed. First, I want to know, who am I speaking to? Am I speaking to a non-devotee? Am I speaking to a karmi? Am I speaking to a jnani? Am I speaking to somebody who's puffed up? Oh, that's the worst. That's the hardest. Or am I speaking to somebody who's very sincere, innocent? That's the best person to talk to. Somebody who's sincere, innocent, receptive. Then we can have a nice discussion. So we must be stick to the path. That's why we have in our movement founder Acharya. Not to be replaced. You new, young generation, soon I'll be gone. My God brothers will be gone. You will have the keys to the car. What will you do with it? Huh? Will you keep it Prabhupada's movement? Or will you turn it into some yoga ashram? You think it's easy. We didn't know when Prabhupada left. We were all in our late 20s. Prabhupada turned over the movement. It was a shock. We went through so many difficulties. We're still catching up from so many mistakes. So, keep Prabhupada as the founder Acharya. That's your main focus. Keep the founder Acharya prominent always. When I used to do the interviews for First Initiation, when I had my office, that was one of my services, interview the new people who wanted to get initiation. And they had that 13 questions. So one of the questions was, what does it mean that Prabhupada is founder Acharya? And I made sure before they left my office that I knew that they knew that I know that they knew. Founder. Prabhupada started this movement. Nobody else. Prabhupada started this movement. He founded it. Point number one. And Acharya, we do what Prabhupada says. We do what Prabhupada did. We do as Prabhupada instructs, not somebody else. Somebody else? Start your own movement. See how far you go. We stick with Prabhupada. That's very important. You must learn this. You must learn this. Otherwise, it's over. So please, I beg you, straw in my teeth, keep Prabhupada the center of this movement. Can you do that? Can you do that? Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki. Then the rest of this verse. One should abandon without exception all material desires born of mental speculation. So, desire. Desire is the symptom of the soul. The Buddhists and other impersonalists, they tell you, kill desire. That's not possible. You cannot kill desire because you're a living being. There's even the will to live. That's a desire that comes from the soul. The question is, what is the nature of those desires? And Lord Chaitanya has taught us, my desire, nadanang, najanang, nasundaring, kavitang ba, jagadisha kamaye. Here is the pure desire. Mama janmani, janmanishware, bhavatad bhaktir, ahoituki twayi. I simply want to be engaged in pure devotional service. I don't even care if I'm liberated. Last time I gave the class, we were discussing. So many times we read, one should desire to go back to Godhead. But then you'll read other verses. One should not even desire liberation. So the real desire is, please keep me engaged in your devotional service. My personal prayer, my personal desire, which I will carry to my deathbed, please give me the opportunity to hear, chant, and preach. If I must take birth again, I must take birth in ISKCON. That's why I need you to keep this Prabhupada's movement. I don't want to join FISCON. I want to join ISKCON, which was founded by Srila Prabhupada. And I simply want the opportunity to hear, chant, preach, and take prasad. That's the religion I joined. I've done so many Indian or Hindu programs. I tell them on their face, I'm not Hindu. Sorry. My religion, chant, dance, take prasad. Haribol. And they accept it. They don't get upset because I'm very expert. But that's what we are. We are the movement of chanting Hare Krishna, preaching Krishna, dancing, taking prasadam. That is our movement. That's what I signed up for. I didn't sign up for anything else. Chant, dance, take prasad. Who likes that religion? Yes. That's my religion. And thus control all the senses on all sides by the mind. So the mind, first business, Savai Manak Krishna Padara Vindayo. Fix your mind on Krishna. What does Lord Chaitanya say? Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Same thing. If you want to fix your mind on Krishna, you have to cleanse the mirror of the mind. Therefore, first order of business, first instruction of the spiritual master, don't tell me about the final order. Stop it. Let's discuss the first order. Chant 16 rounds. Everybody. No. Hare. That means I got you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. First order of the spiritual master. Chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds, which is 1,728 Hare Krishna mantras. Minimum dosage. I take so many medications and herbal pills. So it says, take this so many milligrams. So Dr. Prabhupada has given the prescription. The dosage is 16 rounds of this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And it should be chanted with attention. Just try to hear the sound. That's it. It's hard work. It's not easy to concentrate. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Just like when we do the Bhagavad Gita Yajna, 3.5 hours. You have to stay focused. You have to stay fired up. Because verse after verse after one after the other, you have to stay focused. Energy. You can't be like this. No. There must be energy. Sit properly and chant and concentrate the mind on Krishna. I will finish by reading Prabhupada's purport to this 6th chapter, verse number 24. Srila Prabhupada ki. The yoga practitioner should be determined and should patiently prosecute the practice without deviation. One should be sure of success at the end and pursue this course with great perseverance, not becoming discouraged if there is any delay in the attainment of success. Success is sure for the rigid practitioner. Ding, 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 ding. There it is. One line, the answer to 100 questions. Success is sure for the rigid practitioner. Regarding Bhakti Yoga, Rupa Goswami says, Utsaha nishchayad daryat tat karma pravartanat sangatyagat sato vrite shadbir bhakti prasidyati. One can execute the process of Bhakti Yoga successfully with full-hearted enthusiasm, perseverance, and determination by following the prescribed duties in the association of devotees and by engaging completely in the activities of goodness. So that is how to be successful. As for determination, one should follow the example of the sparrow who lost her eggs in the waves of the ocean. A sparrow laid her eggs on the shore of the ocean, but the big ocean carried away the eggs on its waves. The sparrow became very upset and asked the ocean to return her eggs. The ocean did not even consider her appeal. So the sparrow decided to dry up the ocean. She began to pick out the water in her small beak, and everyone laughed at her for her impossible determination. The news of her activity spread, and at last Garuda, the gigantic bird carrier of Lord Vishnu, heard it. He became compassionate toward his small sister bird, and so he came to see the sparrow. Garuda was very pleased by the determination of the small sparrow and promised to help. Thus Garuda at once asked the ocean to return her eggs, lest he himself take up the work of the sparrow. The ocean was frightened at this and returned the eggs. Thus the sparrow became happy by the grace of Garuda. Similarly, the practice of yoga, especially bhakti yoga in Krishna consciousness, may appear to be a very difficult job. But if anyone follows the principles with great determination, the Lord will surely help, for God helps those who help themselves. That's what my mother used to always tell me. And then when I saw this in Prabhupada's books, I said, oh, my mother was guru. Because she used to always tell me, Nikki, God who helps those who help themselves. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Snap out of it. Chant, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Shall we discuss? Yes, wait for the, over here, Bhakta Devin. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhu.
You are very welcome.
Are there any other things you can think of that are like important to keeping the movement going besides focusing on Srila Prabhupada as the founder Acharya?
Yes. Become yourself a perfect example of Krishna consciousness. We have an expression, example is better than precept. When you are factually following, you will have a certain presence. You will be, please excuse my expression, jacked up out of control, Prabhu. So when you are actually following, you will have an energy, a presence, and it'll immediately be detected by others. So strictly follow And that verse, utsahan, be enthusiastic. Be enthused. Now, how to become enthused? Chat nicely, read, associate with good devotees, and don't do any kind of nonsense. Then you will become very powerful. And go out and preach. By going out and preaching, automatically you'll become advanced. Just look, Brigupati, Vijay, Sachi Tanoy. They've been going out year after year after year after year. So, go out and preach. Haribol. What else? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So earlier in the talk, you were talking about just justifying other people as karmis, gyanis, non-devotees, devotees. So if we're out distributing books, or if we're doing Harinam, are we justifying who's a devotee and who's a non-devotee, or?
No. I was saying that because you have to know who you're speaking to in order to communicate properly. If you don't know who you're talking to, how are you going to communicate? You understand my point? I have to know who I'm talking to. It's not one size fits all. Yes, everybody should hear the Maha Mantra, of course. But when you're talking one-on-one, you want to be able to make a connection. So you try to figure out where this person is at. Okay? Does it make sense? You want to be able to relate to them. If I'm meeting somebody who is college educated, then I have to speak according to their level. If I'm speaking to a child, I still have to preach Krishna consciousness, but I'm not going to speak to the child the same way I do a professor. You understand? You have to know who you're talking to and gauge the conversation accordingly. We don't want to preach over or under. We want to go just there at a level they can pick up. Okay?
Thank you.
What else? Yes.
Do I speak right here? Is the only way to chant Hare Krishna by saying Hare Krishna?
Yes. We have it patented right here. Comes straight from the spiritual world. And there, you don't change it. You just pronounce each syllable. Ha, Re, Krishna, Ha, Re, Rama. It's perfect, pure, absolute. It is the be-all and end-all. It is alive. And just look, the name Krishna, all attractive. Rama, the reservoir of pleasure. Look, just think what are these names of God you are vibrating. Just learn this mantra because it's called Maha Mantra. It is the greatest mantra of them all. There's no mantra superior or equal. It's called Maha Mantra.
Can I ask one more question?
You can ask.
Does yoga in any other forms contradict the movement in other
Wait. Slow down.
Does yoga in other forms contradict the movement you mentioned earlier?
No. Other yogas can either be stepping stones or they can be aids, but it does not replace the chanting. So even Prabhupada writes, I believe in the 8th canto, that do you practice yoga?
I used to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know some asanas?
Yes.
All right. So if your particular asana makes it more conducive to chant, good. I can't do yoga asanas. But if someone can, but also it aids their ability to chant, because that's our general principle. Whatever is favorable for chanting or preaching, you do it. And whatever is not favorable, kick it out, get rid of it. So do those things which will enhance, enliven, enthuse, so that you can become fully absorbed in this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. You want to become absorbed.
Hare Krishna.
After the class, you can take this garland. All right. Anything else? Swavash, you want to say anything?
When you were speaking about chanting and eating prasad and things of that nature, I thought that was pretty amazing in terms of like how easy Krishna consciousness is practiced, because maybe, in Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, they perform so many austerities and sacrifices for thousands of years to acquire self-realization, and so many austerities. But even if they performed those austerities for thousands of years, as a devotee, they were never depressed by it. In other words, they performed that austerity. It was very vigorous and very time-consuming and very difficult. But at the end, they didn't feel dissatisfied. They felt complete satisfaction and happiness because they achieved the goal. So even in Krishna consciousness today, it's we're so fallen, but Krishna consciousness is so simple. All we ask you to do is follow the regulative principles, chant the Hare Krishna mantra, take prasadam, and just be a devotee. And it's so easy. It's literally so easy, but still, you can see how fallen we are, that even that is so much insurmountable for so many of us. But those of us and those devotees that are performing the sacrifice, the austerity, when it comes down to the point of leaving this planet, this world, we'll feel completely satisfied that we are able to follow these principles, chant the holy name, take prasadam, and stay in association of devotees. It's so easy.
Yes, many years ago, in a different era, before your era here, we used to sing one song. Chant your rounds, take prasad, read a verse a day. Do this very steadily and Maya will stay away. Haribol! Okay, Sachit Chinoy has a pithy question.
No question, Prabhu. It's in that note, talking about the sacrifice and the yagya, Mahavishnu Maharaj is so eager to go in Harinam in spite of the rainy day, but he hopes that few devotees gather together and they become enthusiastic to go with him. That's going to be at what time, Maharaj? 12? 1 o'clock? 1 o'clock. So I just wanted to make that comment because many devotees don't know about it, but he has a lot of utsaha.
Fantastic. May you all be inspired to chant Hare Krishna. Haribol. And I'll see you Sunday for the Bhagavad Gita Mahayagya. How long do you want?